The book Rich Dad Poor Dad has impacted millions of lives worldwide. It is a 6-time New York Times bestseller and written in over 150 languages. The tagline for the book is what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. We run one of Rich Dad's largest and most active Cashflow clubs. It is a volunteer-run business school that uses simulations to teach investing, finance, and entrepreneurship. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. In studio with me is my very own mother and business partner, Ms. Oriola Moore.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the program.
All right. So today we're going to talk about our favorite topics in the world: business, investing, finance, and most important of all, making money. Lots of people are not taught how to make more money, and it sucks. Who here loves to be broke? Who here loves to be just over broke? You realize that JOB stands for just over broke. And we are taught via the education system through all those years. We are not taught anything about money, but we are taught to aim to get a career, and we get just over broke. We get a JOB.
Get a job.
And people learning the hard way. Just having one source of income is actually a very risky way to live.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Because a lot of people are getting downsized, eh?
True.
All through newspapers, companies are laying off staff. Some companies are in trouble and selling to others. We don't call no names. All you have to do is look through the newspaper and see the dramatic action that's going on. Which reminds me, in today's newspaper, I must, comment on The Guardian for not having crime on the front pages for the first time in so long.
True.
They have an article here on celebrating Dr. Sabga, Dr. Norman Sabga. Now, Dr. Anthony Norman Sabga. Now, Dr. Sabga is actually a big inspiration to us entrepreneurs here in Trinidad and Tobago.
He was.
And just like others, all his family members and all his friends that are now successful business owners, they all started off in sales. They all learned to sell first. And again, your school system doesn't teach you anything about sales. So what you'll find is you have thousands upon thousands of graduates from UE and UTT and SAMS and SBCS and all those other tertiary level schools graduating, and they're all looking for jobs. None of them are creating jobs. And during a recession is actually when it's supposed to be starting business. This is when he's supposed to be investing. If you have been tuning into our program over the past couple of weeks and months, you'll realize that people in Cashflow Club are very, very busy. We don't know how long this recession is going to last. So we're enjoying every minute of it. Every single minute. So right now, even with our personal story, we just bought the Remax real estate franchise. We're launching next week, Tuesday, at our office in St. Augustine. And it's going to be a nice ribbon cutting ceremony. We're going to invite, in fact, all of your listeners are invited. I'm going to leave my number on air before the end of the show. And you're all invited to our launch because we're starting a business during a recession. And it's already the 4th largest real estate brokerage in the country because we're starting off with 15 agents. Where else are you seeing anything like that? And then we ain't done there. My business partner and I, who is on his way to the studio because the parkade is closed, he and I are starting a sales training company to deal with the amount of people that are coming to us to do cash flow and to learn to start their own business. They have to learn to sell. Number one. Important. Very, very important. So one thing about the Remax franchise that makes them different from everybody else worldwide, because Remax is number 1 worldwide in real estate sales. What makes them different is that they push an entrepreneurial culture. An entrepreneurial culture. They see their real estate agents as business owners and entrepreneurs. That's powerful. So imagine adding Remax to a Cashflow club. What do you think will happen? Everybody in Denver at headquarters is excited because we are already breaking records in the Remax franchise by having the highest recruitment numbers in the Caribbean and Latin America with 15 agents. We're still number one, even though only 7 agents are registered on the system, and we're number one already. So imagine when the 15 goes there, it's gonna raise some eyebrows. And that's only possible because we have a Cashflow Club. Now, Cashflow Club, for all those that don't know what it is, Cashflow Club is a business school and support network of entrepreneurs and investors. We train both under the same roof. And that's what makes us different. Because our graduates could either become business owners, investors, or even both at the exact same time. And that's really powerful because we empower people. Most people don't start business and don't go into real estate simply because they don't have the money. But at Cashflow's simulation-based course that Robert Kiyosaki, the writer of Rich Dad Poor Dad, invented, at our simulation-based course, we're able to teach people how to raise capital. But the difference is, in our simulations, you practice raising capital over and over and over again, as opposed to just reading about it. That's an entirely different level of learning. At our programs that are simulation-based, you remember 90% and more of what you learn in a casual session, as opposed to a classroom-style format where you remember 30% and less. So yes, we have not just stumbled upon a fantastic business school, but we have stumbled upon what we believe is the solution to income inequality. Income inequality is that gap between the haves and the have-nots. Those that make a lot of money and those that make very little. If we're able to bridge that gap with something that can teach everyone across the board how to make more money, then by all means, you would see why we do this program every week. And we pay a lot of money to do this program. And we give free business and financial advice. And we get multitudes and multitudes of people to leave their jobs and to go into their own business. We have a track record of getting people to go into their own business, to the point where some employers don't want us to have casual sessions for the staff because they're scared that they might lose some of their staff members. That is how powerful this education is. So for more information, please Google Rich Dad Poor Dad. Get yourself a copy of Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a very, very much a life-changing book. It's going to galvanize you to take action. And Robert Kiyosaki, the writer of Rich Dad Poor Dad, is the guy that invented our business school concept that is working. And for the past 12 years, Mom joined the team in 2008 when she saw it for herself. She could not believe. We have trained thousands of people. And when we monetized and became an official Cashflow Club in 2009, the insurance industry came after us and really helped us get the word out about it. But the work is far from over. Unlike the recession of the 1980s that was very long and ended in a coup of the country with Abu Bakr, this time around, we have a Cashflow Club. So as I say, pretty much on every free talk that I do, I say that this recession is probably the best thing that ever happened to this country. Because now they have no choice but to use Cashflow Club, which is an innovation. It's a bit disruptive as well, because, some employers, they don't want their staff exposed to it for obvious reasons. But it is an amazing tool to learn about investing, finance, business, and life. We all go to school and get good grades just so that we can get a safe, secure job. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you two guys who just walked in the studio. I want to introduce you to my business coach, John Ruman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have you here.
And also with us today is Mr. Che Williams.
Hi, good day, Trinidad and Tobago.
And if y'all don't know Che has been on the show a couple of times. Che is an entrepreneur. He runs a company called Ibis I Premium TT, which is a
Transport company as well. We focus on right now purporting to real estate services such as aerial and getting into the real estate business.
And they do drones and everything, drone footage. And he mentioned real estate. He is also a Remax agent. Give him a round of applause for that. He's also a Remax agent. He's one of the 15. And boy, he took to this thing like a duck to water. He started hustling hard because that's what it takes. If you do any research into Dr. Sabga and all his friends and family that are into business, they all started off in sales. While their friends laughed at them when they were going store to store on their bicycle.
And door to door to houses.
And door to door to houses. They learned the most important skill in business and investing. It's the same process that we are all going through. We are all perfecting sales. And this is why I always try to get the attention of the union leaders. Because in a recession, it might not make sense to march for an increase in salary because you wouldn't get it.
Yes.
And even if you do get it, based on what we are observing, it doesn't make any difference if you have an increase in salary. Even a 25% increase, which is impossible to get, a 25% increase in your salary is not going to make any difference because your lifestyle catches up to your income. Am I right, John?
I have to say, unless you actually, 100% right, but if you actually take the time to manage your money regardless of your income, then it doesn't matter what happens to your salary because you will be on the road to wealth regardless.
Exactly, and that's where financial education comes in very handy. And that's what we propose. We want people to become financially educated. And that's how Che was able to make so much moves so quickly after you got downsized.
Correct.
I mean, it was the very next day you just like, okay, I'm going straight into business.
Yeah, it was actually the same day that I got called to say that I'll be receiving. I won't be going back to work, that I started the corporate sales training. But a big part of what's been pushing me through has been my ability to meet individuals through the Cashflow Club and see that real problem. So what I realized, so that I learn from other people's problems, being a part in the club and seeing people go through their own strife. Even though I was there in an okay position, I knew the reality existed, and it really helped me to boost my training in preparation for being in the same position, which did come to pass.
Nice.
And it's really as an experience being downsized, which is a direct simulation from our experience, is there's a point in time when you're not going to know how you're going to pay the bills. And what Cashflow does is prepare you for the innovation to find ways to pay the bills, whether you could turn a little bit of money. And it really, we obliterate the myth that you need money to make money.
Oh, yeah, that's a big myth.
What actually you need is knowledge. It starts with knowledge. It starts with investing in your mind. Simple as going in a store and buying a book, our book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But there are many other books that we introduce you to because there are many Rich Dad Advisor books, specialty books. So if you like real estate, if it is you like, go ahead.
I actually have the ABCs of real estate investing right here. And this one is actually a Rich Dad book, but it's written by Ken McElroy. He's another author from the Rich Dad Company. And ABCs of real estate investing. Finding the secrets of finding hidden profits most investors miss. So if you ever want to get into real estate investing, this book is your first step. This is a must. Well, actually, a second step because cash flow comes first, and then you have to learn to sell and read this book while doing it.
And don't be afraid if the language seems technical. As you do it more, you will acclimate to the new lingo and have it become part of your vocabulary.
If you do cash flow more.
Yes. But I'm saying this book is a fairly technical book at times, but be open to it. Just like actually the idea of cash flow. Cash flow will teach you things that you never even thought of, but are very fundamental to finances and will reshape the way you think and perceive money and wealth, etc.
Oh, yeah. And most importantly, of course, Cashflow teaches you to raise capital. And we don't just want to be totally dependent on the banks and the mortgage, but we also want to raise capital. But we will continue on this topic. We will be right back after these messages. The book Rich Dad Poor Dad has impacted millions of lives worldwide. It is a 6-time New York Times bestseller and written in over 150 languages. The tagline for the book is what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. We run one of Rich Dad's largest and most active cash flow clubs. It is a volunteer-run business school that uses simulations to teach investing, finance, and entrepreneurship. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I also seen a newspaper here about Keith Rowley talking about the purchase of Massey Communications by TSCT. I honestly don't see what the big fuss is about. A company buying another company. There are rumors spreading everywhere of Massey needing the money. Those are just rumors. We'll never know the truth until we see the financial statement. Just like, the ordinary Joe that you see on the road driving a Mercedes-Benz, we usually call them big hat, no cattle. And let me explain what I mean by that. We in the insurance industry, when we talk to agents, they usually want to know who are the wealthy people. Is it we have two examples: the small business owner in San Juan or the executive in Westmoreland, and we like to compare the two. The executive in Westmoreland drives a Mercedes-Benz, wears Italian suits. He goes to really prestigious places. The most expensive fetes and the best nightclubs, and he gets in without having to line up and all that stuff, right? You look at the business owner in San Juan, drives a Honda Civic or pickup, most likely a pickup now. Pickup is the usual. Drives a pickup. He lives upstairs and his business is downstairs. If you look at the financial statement as opposed to just looking at them, the financial statement tells a completely different story. The executive in Westmoreland has a lot of very, very high expenses. No investments besides mutual funds and a pension plan and insurance policy. We don't consider insurance to be an investment. We consider it to be a necessity. That's another thing. It's a necessity. That's all you have in this financial statement. Whereas the business owner in San Juan, when you look at his financial statement, yes, he might wear short pants in the bank and slippers, right? But his financial statement, he has businesses, he has real estate investments, rental properties all over the place. When you look at his bank account, it's huge, millions of dollars in the bank account. It makes you wonder what the true story is. The financial statement tells the true story. So while this article in the papers about TSCT and Massey Communications might raise some eyebrows and rumors flying everywhere, you'll never ever know the truth until you see the financial statements. And let that be a lesson to you. I don't drive an expensive car. Some of my mentors are trying to get me to buy luxury cars and all kind of craziness. Madness. I wouldn't do it. Why? My expenses are low. My expenses are very low. My income, I have multiple sources of income, and I'm constantly increasing the sources of income that I have. John and I are about to start a sales training company. This is your second business?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
All right, and it'll be my 4th.
Good for you.
Right, I'm losing count. Right, it'll be my 4th. Am I only going to have 4 businesses for the rest of my life? No way. I will start many businesses throughout my life. For the next 10, 15 years, who knows how many businesses I'll start. Che, you on to your second business in a way with Remax?
It's actually third. Being involved with you alone would be Cashflow. I volunteer with there as well as I help at Remax, but I have IBSI Premium Household Helpers, which is an aid to people living in areas that have elderly people. We help them do anything they have to do. And Order Marina Services is me returning as a marine consultant.
Wow. Good for you, man. Good for you.
You see? And that's simply because of Cashflow's training. That's what we teach. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to take your calls. Give us a call and we're going to give you free business and financial advice. And if you want to come our launch next week for Remax, give us a call.
We take your calls now. 625-2759. 623-8255. 624-7729.
624-7729. Give us a call. Give us a call in studio. And we shall answer your questions. We shall direct you into the direction you want to go. If you want to come to Cashflow, if you need a business coach, if you want to come Remax launch, or even if you want to be a real estate agent.
I actually have a story. I used to be a financial advisor for about 10, 15 years in the States. My wealthiest client, from perspective of income, made $500,000 US a year. Put that in perspective. They were at least $250,000 US in debt and credit cards. They literally lived paycheck to paycheck every month, being worse and worse in debt.
Wow.
So I like to put that because they are a great example. They had gorgeous cars.
Oh, yeah.
Plural. Leverage to the hilt, zero real assets, and tremendous income and terrible expense. If you look at the income expense comparison,
and that's what happens. Your incomes increase. Your expenses increase, and they live a different lifestyle. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller. Welcome to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. Oh, we just lost that caller. Okay, hopefully he'll call back. Right. So yes, without financial education, without that training, your lifestyle is going to catch up to your income. And that's what we're trying to tell the unions. We're begging the unions to use us to train their members. This is a long recession. Even with an increase in salary, is not going to make any difference. People are going to still get downsized. So we need to produce more entrepreneurs. We need to produce more business owners and investors. We need more people to create jobs and opportunities. That's how this country moves forward. We want to produce more Dr. Sabgas. Dr. Sabgas is now dead. He died. Rest in peace. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller. Welcome to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs.
Hi, good day.
Good day.
Hi, I've been listening to your program and it sounds very interesting in terms of sales. I been in sales for all my life.
Wow.
Came out from as a financial advisor.
small world, isn't it?
Small world.
And also, sales is my thing, dealing with customers and building on relationships and stuff. But, when you enter into another division of sales, you find yourself stuck somewhere and you're looking to diversify into other things. So this is why I'm calling. Basically into projects, management and stuff like that now, still pertaining to sales, but want to grow into other things also.
Fantastic. What's your first name, may I ask?
Shakana.
Shakana. Okay, Shakana, my name is Roger. I want you to take my number down. You have a pen and paper with you?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. And for those listeners out there, also take my number. My number is 768 6761.
Thank you.
You are a walking gold mine.
I am. Yes, I am.
You have a background in sales. You love sales.
Love it. Yes.
You are supposed to be a business owner.
Yes, that's precisely. This is why I want to diversify and get into that.
All right. So you and I have a lot to talk about. In fact, I have a feeling you and I will be talking for years to come.
Wow.
We are always on the lookout for very strong salespeople. We make you into an entrepreneur and an investor very quickly.
Okay. Awesome.
Right?
Awesome.
So,
can you repeat the number for me? I didn't think I got the last two digits.
Sure. It's 768 6761. Yes, that's my personal mobile contact. Thank you very much for calling.
We're calling you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Great. So that lady who just called, walking gold mine.
Absolutely.
Because when people do cash flow, the next step is to learn how to sell. And that takes a while. So usually when we find somebody with a strong background in sales from the outset, like John, for example, who did cash flow, he went straight into starting his own business immediately. It's only when you have a strong background in sales that you sort of, have a stronger chance of making it in business. Simply because as a business owner, we sell non-stop. We sell every single day. Am I right?
Oh, yes, and it's fun. When you get into it, it's actually a real pleasure because you're truly serving people for what they need.
Ladies and gentlemen, caller, welcome to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs.
Good afternoon. This is Gail speaking to you.
Hi, Gail.
I never have no parlor. I never have no parlor to sell nothing.
Uh-huh.
And so I just was asking for a house Only that I was asking for, and a car.
You're looking to get a house?
Yeah.
Okay. We are about to run out of time, so take down my number and give me a call, Gail. Give me a call on my mobile.
What number your number is?
768
7.
768-6761. Right? So thank you very much for the call. So we've got 1 more minute on air. So, Che, you have anything to tell your listeners today?
Yes, we have actually right now available our deal of the week. It's actually a property, Socorro Courts. It's a brand new property. It's available for great proximity straight into Port of Spain, opposite CW Interiors, just before DHL. It's actually on the westbound side. So you can head straight into Port of Spain. It's 1.2 million, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Don't let the price bother you because you can come see it. And even if you're thinking invest and you're ready for property management, the whole property is actually available for sale as well.
Wow.
So we'll speak to you. Please call me 307-1739 and let's get your visit today.
Repeat the number again.
307-1739 Socorro Courts. Come see it today.
All right. So that's our Remax deal of the week. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in.
I just want to leave you with one thought. You don't have to have money to get into business, right? We will show you how you can do it when you come to the Cashflow Club's sessions.
All right. John.
Yes, and if you want to call me for an initial consultation, my cell is 744-8555. Again, 744-8555.
So if you need a business coach, John is the man. He's actually my business coach. We use him all the time. And we usually scampering to get things done right before the call. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening in to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. It has been fun as usual. We are going to go back to our regular business because we have lots of work to do in this recession. We have our launch next week, Tuesday. So if you're interested, give me a call and we'll invite you to our launch in St. Augustine. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.